Hello and welcome back to another naval news segment. A lot has happened in the past couple days, so I want to catch you all up on what's going on. Let's begin over in the UK. HMS Prince of Wales is underway right now on her way to Rosyth, where she'll go into dry dock for who knows how long, probably more than a month, to have her starboard shaft repaired. There was a coupling that was broken during her last deployment and it's safer to repair that in a dry dock than it is outside of that. She's due to go into dry dock next year anyway for a hull inspection, so they're going to do that at the same time so she doesn't have back-to-back dry dockings. Who knows what other maintenance they'll combine with that could extend her time in dry dock. We will see, but HMS dry dock is going to be repaired soon. Here in the United States, we have USS Leanne Sutcliffe. DDG 123 has passed acceptance trials. This is the last major hurdle before commissioning and entering into service. We build 2 of these ships every year. This is the Arleigh Burke Flight 2 Alpha. It is, in my opinion, the most capable of all the different types of Arleigh Burkes we build now, and also the best destroyer in the world. And we have over 70 of these, somewhere around 75 to give you an idea, and we're adding her here shortly. So welcome to the fleet. A little bit premature for that, but also we just awarded over $500 million to General Dynamics Electric Boat for the Block 4 Virginia class submarine, and this is a very significant block upgrade to the Virginia class. It greatly increases the lethality of the submarine by quite a bit. It also reduces the cost of operation, so it's a win-win. People are going to complain about the price tag going, $500 million is quite a bit, but these submarines cost a lot of money to build, but they're costing us less money to operate. This is a very important upgrade. More capability, less cost. Moving over to Australia. Australia has a huge decision to make that's due early next year, first quarter of next year, is what submarine class will they operate out of Australia? Will it be the Royal Navy's Astute class, which is extremely capable and would be a great choice, or our Virginia class, as I just say, is less expensive to operate and is very lethal in and of itself. This is a win-win decision for Australia. In my opinion, as an objective observer, I don't think that there's any preference here. If whichever one they do decide is going to work great for them. Something that Australia needs to get on board with is having their sailors go underway with both American and Royal Navy crews right now. And I understand that's happening. What I don't know is, are the shipyard workers, the pipe fitters, the welders, are they getting the shipyard training they need in American shipyards to get some experience in the methods of building these submarines? That is a big part of having a sustainable submarine force in Australia. You can't just train the sailors and call it a day. You need to train the shipyard workers as well. Hopefully that's happening. Now, let's move over to Ukraine real quick, where the Kerch Bridge was attacked over the weekend. As you can see this video here, this has been circling around the internet for a few days now. Quite a large explosion. Russia is saying that this was a truck bomb. Turns out it was not, and I'm going to show you some evidence here. So I just would like to correct some mass media outlets around the world repeating the Russian narrative. As you can see here, this is some CCTV footage that I've stopped for you, where you can see the beginning, just the nose basically of a barge that is being pushed under the bridge the moment before it explodes. So watch the video on the right-hand side of your screen. You'll see the barge come in right there. It blows up. This was a waterborne vehicle improvised explosive device from the Ukrainian Special Forces, remotely operated from ashore, placed under the bridge, and exploded. The fact that there was a truck right over top of it was a coincidence. I've blown up the still for you here. Some people have speculated that this vehicle coming under the bridge, clearly they haven't seen it move, but they're saying that it's part of the bridge. It is not. The green arrow shows the current going under the bridge causing a small wake on a stanchion that is part of the bridge. But the barge that is being pushed into the frame right before the explosion, I point out with the red arrow, it is clearly a flat front barge laden with explosives that explodes and damages the bridge. This is the aftermath of that explosion. You can see where there's a couple sections collapsed, and the neighboring rail train was caught on fire, further damaging the rails on that end. Repairs for this bridge are already going underway. This is a short video clip from a spectator that we found on Twitter. I don't know the person to credit him, but thank you for the video. So let's talk about Russia's response. Well, they've announced a new overall commander of Russia's combined forces, a General Sergei Surovikin, and he has a history of being a very brutal general, not only to the Russian troops, but to any country he operates in, which has been many. It's been Tajikistan, the Second Chechnya War, Syria. He is a brutal, brutal leader, but he got his start, his claim to fame, really, his first public action that brought attention to him was when he was in charge of the 2nd Guard Motor Rifle Division in 1991. There was an attempted military coup that was quickly defeated and rose to Boris Yeltsin becoming the president of Russia after this. But he drove his tanks into the Moscow Garden Ring, killing 3 protesters in the process. And when the military coup was defeated, he was arrested, but he was later acquitted because he was simply a soldier following orders. And that's the reason why he didn't stay in jail or were prosecuted further. So he was acquitted in a trial. So this is some of the work he's done. There you have the Chechnyan War there on the left. We have Syria there on the right. And this is another photo from Syria. This is the type of warfare he does. Artillery strikes en masse on large population centers. This is what we can expect to happen to Ukraine if nothing else changes. You know, if we just allow him to operate, this is what it's going to look like, and it's already begun. This is some video or a screenshot from a video. Credit to Reuters and Radio Free Europe Radio Library for this photo. And here you see a building that's been hit by clearly a missile or a bomb. And we have some actual video here from CCTV footage of a civilian. This is a tourist attraction in Ukraine, and it's a civilian walkway out over an open area. Here you can see someone walking towards a bench. Whenever they hear something in the air, he looks up, big explosion. It's a suicide drone. These are made in Iran. I'm going to show you a picture of what they are here in a second. Here you see the civilian running away from the explosion, not knowing what else is going on. These are the types of attacks that we can expect to happen in the future on civilian infrastructure, because that's the operandus mendi of this general. This is what he's going to do. This drone, though, came from Belarus. This is a clear escalation. We now have reinforced or upgraded airfields in Belarus near the Ukrainian border, hosting Iranian suicide drones that have been purchased by Russia and are operating out of Belarus. So clearly Belarus is becoming more and more involved in this. Credit to Kushor for this graphic. He annotated that. Appreciate that. And of course, Planet Labs for the actual photo of this. So what is this drone I'm talking about? It's called the Shahed 136 drone. Iran builds these and exports these, and they can be, launched multiple at a time. They see 5 here in a truck is one way of doing it. And this is what the drones are doing in Ukraine. This is the base that they're operating out of. They have a 320 kilometer range because they're a one-way suicide drone. So anything within the range of these arrows here can be a target, and they're going to target civilian infrastructure. This has already begun, and this is where they're operating out of. This is a clear escalation, like I said, of the war. Belarus is actively involved in this, and Iran is supplying these drones. Here is some video of one of these drone strikes. Look in the center of your screen. You see some smoke going up. That is a suicide drone, and that's what happens when it hits a power plant, a fuel depot, whatever it hit. That's that. So we have the ability to stop this. We could react to this and end this quickly. And when I say we, I'm talking about NATO. But that decision apparently has already been made. Even with these escalations, we sit on the sidelines, and history will judge our inaction. So I look forward to your comments. Let me know what you think. How can we de-escalate this situation? Is there a way to do that? I don't know. Thanks for watching.